What's up all my fine girls? No Pimple is Whit here again with another video. So as you guys can see, we are going to be reviewing the new Beauty Bay palettes. I did post on my community tab that I bought these palettes, and then I also posted later, like literally like minutes later, that I canceled my order. Listen you guys, when these palettes first released, I was like, yep, I bought them. And then as soon as I bought them, I had immediate buyer's remorse. And I emailed Beauty Bay and I was like, can I go ahead and cancel my order, which they did. And then literally that same day, later in the evening, I had extreme case of FOMO. I was like, I want these palettes. And I went and placed another order. And here I am with the, let me grab them, with the 3 new palettes that they released. They finally got here after freaking 2 weeks, or was it 2 weeks and a half? I don't know, these palettes came out like end of February and it's like mid-March and I'm just now getting them today. So anyways, today we're obviously gonna be using the Earthy palette. I am going to be doing a video using the other 2. I wanna do separate videos using those. So yeah, we're gonna be focusing on the Earthy palette and this is what the inside looks like. So, yeah, I don't want to do too much talking, okay? I want to get into this eye look that I created here. It's cute. It's cute. Oh, Ella. All right, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this look. All right, you guys, so let us go ahead and jump into this eye look. So today I'm going to be using the Earthy palette. And I do plan on doing a tutorial using all 3 of the palettes. So this is what this one looks like. It is a green monochromatic palette. And we are going to jump into this. Like, I'm actually really excited to use this. So I did swatch some of the shades because some of them are like slightly similar. Actually, no, some of them are similar to the Wilderness palette with the same shade name. I'm gonna prime my eyes using the Makeup Revolution eyeshadow base in the shade medium. Can we talk about shipping to the US by Beauty Bay? They ship so slow and it's so annoying. Let me tell you why it's annoying, right? You can order a palette that somebody who lives in the UK orders, let's say you order before them. I personally feel like brands should do it by first come first serve. Whoever ordered first is who you take care of. You take care of their order and you have it shipped out. Now where you stay will depend on how quick it gets to you, but I still feel like you should, you know, pay attention to that person's order if they came in first. This is what I truly believe Beauty Bay does. They literally attend to all their UK customers first because they literally get their stuff the next day. Like literally the palette released and then the following day, I saw videos going up. I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. What irritates me is that I feel like what they do is they literally say, okay, US, put you to the side. We'll come around to you guys when we want to come around to you guys. It took them a week and a half to finally ship my palette out to me. And I'm just so confused. Like, even I knew there was no way I was gonna get my palette before somebody who lives in the UK. They're based out of the UK. I knew that. But the fact that you can't ship it out in a timely manner, like, why did it take so long to ship out when I see that you are shipping everybody else's out that lives there? Like, I didn't understand that. So why does this annoy me? Well, 1, I want my stuff. 2, I am a YouTuber, okay? And doing reviews are very time sensitive. So when you're not getting PR or on PR lists, like when you buy something to review, yeah, you kind of want it in a timely manner where people still care to watch videos like that. So, I mean, I'm hoping that you guys, you know, still care enough to see me create looks with these palettes. Okay, so I want to do a halo eye today. And I want to first start with the shade Ivy. And then I think I'm going to take the shade Shamrock to blend out Ivy. And we'll go from there. Because that Shamrock shade is so freaking pretty. So where's the brush that I'm gonna use? Okay, we're gonna use this one. This is the Morphe M441. I'm gonna use that to grab that Ivy shade. And Ivy is a shade that is in the Wilderness palette already. Okay, so this is the Ivy shade. And I wanna jump into the Wilderness palette to see something. I don't know, it was like, I'm trying to see, I don't know why I feel like this shade was darker in the Wilderness. Let me see, I'm gonna grab a little bit from the Wilderness palette and see if this makes it a little bit darker. I kind of feel like it did. Okay, you know what? All right, now I'm gonna take this side and I'm gonna go into the Earthy palette and I'm really gonna dig in there and see if that gives me what I want. Okay, I think they're the same. I don't know why. I guess like it didn't seem like it was dark enough, but, or maybe I think, you know what I think it is? I think this palette is just a little bit more hard pressed because it is new. Like the Wilderness palette, that shade just glided onto my brush. But granted, I've already used that shade, so Okay, so that has been applied. And then I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna go into that Shamrock shade and I'm gonna go ahead and place that down. Y'all, this is such a pretty color. This is such a pretty color. Like this color, like doing like an all matte look and this being like the lid shade would be so cute. Oh my gosh, these looks look so rough until like they're done. I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out. Okay, that looks really nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into the Ivy shade and I'm just gonna put a little bit more here. So listen, I had somebody comment on, I don't even know what video it was at this point. Actually, you know what? I think it was my Juvia's Place video with the Culture palette. And listen, there's a certain way I like to do my eyeshadow. And if you see me having to go back and add on shades, it's not because the palette isn't good. But listen, I feel like a lot of people don't take the time out to actually blend their shadows and also put down enough, pretty much have the pigmentation that they want. And that's what I do. So a lot of times I will put something down and I'm like, okay, and I blended it out. Okay, now I want more. So it's a lot of back and forth. And I feel like a lot of people don't have the patience to do that. And a lot of times they wonder why they don't like their eyeshadows. Like, well, how did you get yours to look like that? Did you take the time to do your eyeshadow? Did you take time to blend? Did you take time to pack on? Did you? No, you didn't. So that's exactly how I like to do my eyeshadow. So if you see me going back and forth, this truly is how I do my looks with any palette. Like I want it to be dark like this, but I also want it to be blended out. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now there is a specific way that I like to do my halo eyes. I like to cut the whole crease, but I don't feel like doing that today. I really don't feel like doing that today. I feel like this has been, you know what I'm going to do, where is that brush at? Yeah, I'm going to take like more of a pencil brush. I'm going to go back into Ivy. I just want to make sure that enough of this is packed on here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and just like put it in the center enough for like, you know, because I think I want to put like 2 shimmer shades there. So I need to just put enough down. So that has been done. So I really want to jump into these shimmers. So I think for my lid, I want to either use, I was torn between if I want to do, what's the shade called? Kava, either Kava or this shade right here, and it's called Satellite. Because I also want to use this shade. I'm going to for sure use Ivy. I don't know if it'll pair, like if I want to do it this. Okay, you know what? My eyes are just set on that one. It's just, it's beaming. It's calling my names like, Whitney, use me, use me, use me. Fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that shade first and place this down. Oh, by the way, for anybody who wanted to know, is the formula similar to their 20 pan palette? I think it is. I think they are, because that's what I was worried about. I was just like, I don't know if this is gonna be the same formula. I don't know, because I've only tried out their 20 pan palettes and then I guess Nikki Tutorials palette, and yes, the shimmers are the same, because that is what I love about these palettes. I mean, the mattes are nice, don't get me wrong, the mattes are nice, but the shimmers are where, like, you know, I'm just like head over heels in love. Like, I love this. I'm just placing this down. I did leave a little bit of room here because I do want to put that that Ivy shade, sorry, not Ivy, that, what's that shade called? Sorry, I call it Ivy. That lime shade. I want to put that shade down. Okay. I need another brush to put down lime. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this down here. And I'm gonna be brushing this shade into Kava because I want it to blend this way. And same thing, I'm gonna brush it this way. This is gorgeous. Okay. And then I want to take this really small pencil brush and I want to go into the shade Ivy and also like kind of like blend this in, because it's just kind of like, it just looks a little too stiff. Like I want them to look just seamless into, you know, you guys know what I'm trying to say, right? I want them to look seamless. I want it to look like it just all flows. Okay, and then taking yet again another brush. This one is a pointed Morphe M507. I'm gonna go into Ivy, and I like this brush because it's really pointed and I'm able to like get in here and just kind of define that line with that dark green. Okay, this might sound crazy, but I actually like the Ivy shade from the Wilderness palette much better than the one from the Earthy palette. They're the same color, but this one just feels a little bit harder pressed, while the one in the Wilderness is just easier to grab onto, which I don't know, maybe it might just be my palette. I don't know, but, or maybe I might just be making things up in my head, but I don't know. Like, I just really feel like I'm like having to really, you know, grab that shade. Okay, so this is the eye look and this is the aftermath of my palette. As you guys can see, this always happens with their shimmers. Like, they can get real ugly looking, but they are beautiful at the same time. There was more fallout with these two shades, but I dusted that away. And I really like the way this eye look came out. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, as per usual, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face off camera. I'm gonna line my eyes. I like to line my eyelids with eyeliner when I do halo eyes. I don't like to do wing liners with halo eyes. I just feel like it just makes everything look a little off-centered. I want the focus of the eye to be in the center, you know, hence the halo eye. So yeah, you guys see my charm bracelet? I have way more charms now. I'm addicted, but you know what? I'm done. James Avery, if I get any more of my money for a while. I only have space for like, well, actually I have a couple, anyway, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera, do the rest of my face, and then I'll be back to give you guys my final thoughts on the palette, which I kind of gave you guys some of my thoughts as we were doing the look, but I'll be back to give you guys like my final thoughts on this palette. All right, you guys, so this is the completed look, and I feel like this came out really, really nice. This is gorgeous. So I want to just jump into this palette, okay? So this is the Beauty Bay, their Earthy palette. They did come out with 3 palettes for this particular color story. They have a 9-pan palette. They have the 16-pan palette, which is the one that I got, and then they also have a 42-pan palette. I actually originally wanted the 42-pan, but I was like, you know what? No. I don't need something that big with so many repeat shades. Like, I just said no. I feel like this was a good size, and I like the fact that they gave options. A lot of times people would want certain color. Oops, sorry, my hair is getting stuck with all these charms. Sometimes you would want a certain color story, but you don't want it that big. So I like how they gave people options who, you know, if you like smaller palettes or like medium palettes or large palettes, I like that they gave that option. So let us talk about this. So there are some duplicate shades in the Wilderness and in the Earthy palette. So the shade Ivy is in both palettes, and let me hold them up side by side. This is them. So the shade Ivy is in both palettes. The shade Lime is in both palettes. The shade, where's it at? Eucalyptic is in both palettes, and that's this shade right here. That's also the same shade right here. What else is similar in this palette? I feel like the shade Mint is, so Mint is this matte shade right here. I feel like it's similar to the Seahorse shade, which is, I gotta put this down, sorry y'all. I feel like it's similar to this shade, but they don't have the same shade name. And really, that's kind of it. I mean, some of the other shades kind of look similar, but they don't have the same name. So anyways, what I'm even trying to get at is, if you miss out on the Wilderness palette, the Earthy palette is a great way, you know, to kind of fill that void. If anything, I feel like, well, I know, I like my Wilderness palette because you get the greens and the blues and like those little neutrals. But if you just want like a nice green palette from Beauty Bay, you want their formula, I feel like this is a great option for sure. Like, you definitely will get the vibe of the Wilderness palette. It's just gonna be pretty much an all green palette. So I absolutely love this. Did I need both? Probably not, but like, I really, really wanted both of these palettes. Sorry, my hair literally keeps getting stuck in these charms. I'm gonna push you to the back. Anyways, are both palettes needed? Probably not, but you know what? I wanted both. But yeah, so that's that. I feel like I have something else to say. Oh, quality wise, I feel like they're pretty much the same quality. The only thing I personally feel like, it might just be in my palette, it might just be a me thing in my head, but I feel like just the shade Ivy, because Shamrock grabbed, like, I didn't have issues, sorry. I feel like the shade Ivy, and just the shade Ivy, I feel like Shamrock was good. Was a little bit more harder pressed in this palette than in the Wilderness palette. But overall, I mean, it still worked. I just feel like I had to do a little bit more work to get it onto my brush. And it was just that shade. I mean, granted, I didn't try all the other mattes, but I mean, I did try out Shamrock, and I don't think I had any issues picking that up on the brush. Look at this one. Yeah, I think it might just be this palette thing. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. The quality is pretty much the same thing. So I like that. I like that they took these color stories that people really wanted and brought them back in these versions, which To be quite honest, I really don't understand why they just can't bring back like the Book of Magic, Age of Opulence. I don't know why they can't just bring back those palettes, why they had to make these. I have no clue, but hey, they brought them back. These are supposed to be inspired by those palettes that people really wanted but can't get. I don't understand companies. But anyways, that's that with today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below if you pick up any of these palettes or if you plan on picking any of these palettes up. And until next time, I'll talk to you beauties later. Bye.